Hey there everyone, it's a box of chocolates coming to you with another video. Today's video is about doing a Giant Thorium. However, this video is hopefully just the first of many that I will be doing, trying to assist lower levels in learning that they can use the toys they have available to them, that they don't have to go through the event even to get anymore, simply to do some of the stuff that they may or may not be asking others to do for them in World Chat. We have the Giant Thorium design here. Pretty much the most important part about this is going to be taking out the hover tanks and the hercs as much as possible. For this, we will be using Elite Riflemen and Elite Razorbacks with workshop schematic stuff on them. As far as the schematic stuff goes, we're going to look here and see what I have on them because I honestly can't remember. I do know that I have the plus 25 range on all of them, which I feel is very important with them. On half of them I have the increased splash range, which is important. On the other half, as I'm thinking about it, I had the stun. However, as I thought about it after doing it, it would be better off if you were to use the fire warhead for the fire effect. It would help take things out a little bit quicker. So that would be something I would have changed. As far as the armor goes, that's really not important. You're not going to be taking any damage from ground units, at least not on your Razorbacks. You'll be taking shock and plasma. Shock trooper from the watchtower, I guess that's a ground unit, would count. And then I've got the acceleration on the engine and mine reduction on the wheels. Shouldn't really need to worry about the mine reduction, but the acceleration does help you get in and into position and out of position quicker. I will also be using a plat of suicide Valks to simply remove as many of the Valks in the base as I can before starting. This is not a requirement, however, it's just something I'm doing to make it easier for you to see where I'm going. As far as the platoon that has the Razorbacks in it, I have 20 Razorbacks total and 20 Elite Riflemen, then an extra plat of 80 total Elite Riflemen. You'll see that I still actually have space available in my plat, but that's because my War Factory is above level 10 now. But the 20 is what someone with a max platoon can have if their War Factory is at level 10 with the 20 Elite Riflemen. So I went ahead and taken care of the Valks off screen, so when we do get into the attack here, you're going to see most of them are gone and that some of the units have damage to them. I'm going to go ahead and pull in the Elite Razorbacks and the first 20 Elite Riflemen. The goal here, like I said, is pretty much to go after the hovers and the hercs. However, I actually target the plasma here on the first set for some reason. Even though it takes it out, it's not what I needed to do. I actually end up taking additional damage as a result of it. So yeah, I go back in, finish taking it out. That's something you'll see that I do actually a couple times. I underestimate how long it's going to take to actually destroy it, so I pull back before it's completely ready to go. The Elite Riflemen guys, they're not really there to do any damage. They're there to soak a little bit of damage as a meat shield. You can actually use a lot of different things for that purpose. You could use a spec op as well, you know, especially one that has like Colossus in it or something like that, just to, you know, to soak up a little bit of extra damage. You're just trying to keep your razors as healthy as possible. In the end, since I don't usually use razors, I didn't have enough built. However, you would want to use 2 platoons to do this format. I actually, after taking care of this, will back out and coin this one plat ready. You'll see that I actually brought in another 20 of the Elite Riflemen since the first 20 were all dead. Once again, as you can see, if I had had the fire damage, I think that stuff would have gone down a lot easier. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken quite as much as I did. Here's where I go and coin it and then come back. We'll sit here and we'll move around to the bottom side now. You know, when you're doing this, it's just simply a matter of patience, simply a matter of backing in and out as often as you need to. As far as the speed on this is going, guys, I did double the speed, so it's actually looking like it's going a lot faster than it is. Just so you're aware on that. As far as the angle I took here, that was a bad idea. I actually end up taking more damage than I probably should have, and then everything kind of gets scattered trying to fire at different things. You'll notice I do leave that one herc there. It's not that big of a deal. Going to bring in some more elite riflemen and go after this next hover here. You may be beginning to wonder what I use to finish it off. I do use my Hellstorms, which are elite Hellstorms with modifications. However, you could do it with level 10 Hellstorms, and I'll discuss more of that when we get to that point. But as you see here, just continue to work around. Hovers and hercs, hovers and hercs, hovers and hercs. That's what you want to get rid of. Take in more elite riflemen, get the elite razors going. You do want to make sure you're keeping as good of control of your razors as possible. If they happen to take a shot from a shock trooper, they're going to want to continue moving in towards the watchtower, so you may end up losing an additional one to a plasma shot or something like that than you absolutely had to. Okay, and we'll finish going around here after this and hit this last one. I was a bit frustrated after it destroyed the hover. For some reason it actually targeted the mega tank, the AI did. So I'm not entirely sure why. I guess it's saying that the mega was closer, but I don't know. I don't really see that, but you know, whatever. I'm not the one who necessarily designed it. And once again, you see I have to back out, go back in, barely get the last damage down on that herc, and then we're done with that attack. The last part, like I said, is using my Hellstorms. If you have the level 10 Hellstorms, you should be able to do it without using any other units. However, if you find that you're needing to, you can bring in some Hellfires and use them to fire at walls, or you can activate like a spec op such as the Rare Air, which is one you can purchase in the gear shop, which will give you the 4 level 10 Warhawks to use. The only thing you want to make sure you do with that is that you do not run the Warhawks in at the same angle as you're running in your Hellstorms. Otherwise, the flak damage might splash onto your Hellstorms, and that's never good. I did kind of stack up my missiles there on that watchtower, so it took an extra volley or so to get everything down. So I spread them out a little bit better for this one. This is why I wasn't too worried about leaving that herc there. After you get the first 2 towers down, it's really rather simple. You just don't want to overlap your fire. If you don't have level 10 Hellstorms or better, you can do it using other forms of air. I do suggest strongly that you do have Hellfires to assist you with it, because the Hellfires will help take the stingers out of the equation while you're moving your other stuff in to fire at it. If you're using Cobras or something like that, make sure you're spreading them out. You don't want the flaks to damage a bunch of them all at once. I personally would still prefer to use a spec op in that case. That way I don't have to damage my air for that matter. You know, couple metals, typically fairly easy to replace for a lot of people. As far as my losses go, do remember that it would have been 2 times on the Razorback plat. The evalks I don't even worry about counting. They could have been microhealed and done the same thing, so I'm not worried about the 2 hours of damage on that. As far as the Razorback plat, it's a little under 4 hours, so 3 hours 45 minutes. You figure that times 2, but if you want to take out the Elite Riflemen, it's a little bit closer to the 3 hour and 40 minute, 3.5 to 340. So roughly about 7 hours and 15 minutes worth of damage. And then the Elite Riflemen are all instant repair. This was not about, I do want to make sure it's clear, was not about showing you how to do it with taking no damage. It was just showing you that it can be done without even needing event units to do it. I did use Hellstorms, yes, but as I said, the Hellfires are something that are pretty much available to everyone at this point. I pretty much could have done the whole base with another plat of Razorbacks if I had needed to. If you do have any questions, please give me a holler if you're ever in Sector 307. Leave them below in the comment section. This is Box of Chocolates signing out.